Folks, welcome back to Nostalgianomics. So I'm sure a lot of you are aware of the news of the Pokemon Legends Z-A game being announced to be released in 2025, which has led to hints that Mega Evolutions would return to the hobby, and that led to speculation that Mega Evolution cards would return to the TCG. Now, this had investors then speculate that people would eventually want to go back and collect the original Mega Evolutions in the XY era, and they began to buy up a lot of those Mega Evolution singles, as well as a lot of the sealed product, sending both through the roof. Now, if you moved into those plays early, you could already actually see a lot of profit on those plays and realize your gains, but we could see another rise when and if the Mega Evolutions actually get here and make it to the TCG, so a lot of people are still holding. Now, because of all this speculation and all the success in that play, people have started to think about the Team Rocket play. If you guys aren't aware, the glory of Team Rocket has been announced and it will be coming in 2025. And so people are starting to think now, Alex, do we start buying up the original Team Rocket set? What about the EX Team Rocket return set? What about the modern cards like the Giovanni's Charisma in 151, the Boss's Orders in Rebel Clash, even the Jesse James full art in Hidden Fates? And so I thought we could take a look at how all of those have been doing since the news has been announced about the glory of Team Rocket and see if we've seen similar moves that we have to the XY Mega Evolutions era. And if we haven't, then why? And so let's go ahead and jump into that. Before we do, guys, this video is not sponsored in any way, but we have a longtime supporter of the channel, Kevin at Lucky TCG. He's also been a part of the Discord. I'm sure a lot of you have talked to him in there. And he has his own website. He imports product directly from Japan, and he is a US seller of Japanese product. He's one of the lowest prices that I've seen in the US for this stuff. So if you're looking to pick up Japanese cards, you guys know I'm not much of a Japanese fan, but I know a lot of you are. This is the place to do it. You got Surging Electric Breaker or Super Electric Breaker for $44.99. You've got Night Wanderer, $31.99, right? You've got Cyber Judge, $28.49. We've got Shiny Treasures, $30.49. You've got down here, Lost Abyss, $69.99. You got Paradigm Trigger, $41.99. Guys, these are some of the cheapest prices you're going to find in the US, and this is a 100% trusted source. A lot of you have already done business with him in the Discord, and so I will leave links to his site in the description in the comment section. And make sure to check him out, guys. Support Kevin and him growing his business. All right, so the glory of Team Rocket was released on PokeBeach June 4th, 2024. So it's been months now. People have had months to make this speculative play. Let's see how it's been going. So with the PSA 10 Dark Charizard Holo, all right, you can see the latest sale has been September 29th at $3,300. It's literally been falling ever since earlier in the year. So as you can see, it saw highs of September 2nd, $3,600 at auction, September 1st, $3,579. Back in August, it was $3,500. So it's actually been trending down. We haven't been seeing any increased sales volume, and we haven't been seeing any increase in price. Now, on the market, the price is actually higher, but guys, let me explain to you how the vintage market works. People are very proud of their cards. They do not want to discount their cards. They have the feeling that these cards are scarce enough that eventually the right customer will come around and they will overpay for their card. Do not be a Timmy. Do not get FOMO. Do not buy these cards overpriced, all right? The modern market doesn't work like that, right? With the Latios, it's around the same price. It's a little bit lower than the Charizard, but it's around the $3,000 price point. As you can see, people list those around what price point it's actually worth. You can see right here, UK sellers, Japan sellers, they have them a little lower, but in the US, they list them right around $3,000. When you look at the recent sales, they're at $3,000. So there's a much more realistic price points on English cards. With vintage cards, people usually overprice their buy it now listings. What you want to do if you're looking to pick these up, make sure you wait for auctions. You're going to find much better deals. All right. All right. First edition Dark Blastoise, right? As you can see, August 27th, 2079. We got July 2175. We've got August 11th, 2250. July, it was up 2400. And so it's pretty much been trending down as well, if not, starting to go stagnant. We're not seeing any increased sales volume or any moves in the Dark Blastoise. Now, on the market, again, the Dark Blastoise is going to be listed a lot higher, but no one's actually buying that. Please do not be the person to overpay for this card because you're impatient. The Dark Raichu. This was actually the first secret rare ever in English. If you guys don't know that, was the Dark Raichu in the original Team Rocket. It's actually number 83 out of 82. Pretty cool. But yeah, so the Dark Raichu, not a lot of sales. The last one was 1,600. There was only one bid. And if you look on the market, there's one at 1,624. There's another one right now at auction at 1,125. There's just really no increased sales volume and no increase in price in these cards. We can even go look at like Gym Challenge with some of like the Rockets or Giovanni's cards. So we have the Rockets Mewtwo. It's listed right now, $14.49, $14.99. You can go to sales. There's only been one recent sale, $12.19. Nothing happening there. We can look at the Giovanni's Persian. There's a couple. There's one at auction right now. Most likely will not get any bids. There's one at 5,600. Again, way overpriced. This card last ended at 24.26. We had another one end before at 3,500, then 29.50 at auction. Guys, it's just been, stagnant, maybe a little down. Absolutely no movement on this Giovanni card. We also have, the Rockets Mewtwo. Now we're moving into EX Team Rocket Returns. So EX Team Rocket Returns Mewtwo. I couldn't find any at PSA 10, but PSA 9, $780 at auction, $13.50 your best offer. If we look at the graph on price charting, you can see 10, 9, and raw. They're basically all just flat to no movement. Here comes Team Rocket Returns, the Jesse James card from the EX Team Rocket Returns set, $844 at auction. That's the only sale that's happened. If we look at price charting, same thing, 10, 9, and raw. They're all extremely flat. We can even look at like the Rockets Zapdos EX from Team Rocket Returns. There's a few sales there. No increased sales volume, no increase in price. We look at the chart. It's all been very flat in a 10, 9, and raw. Now, even going to modern, we haven't seen anything, right? So we look at Giovanni's Charisma. It has been actually trending down. If we scroll back a little bit, you can see a sale that I had at $109.97. We can see a Z&G Emporium sale, 93 plus 5 shipping, so close to 100. And then we scroll, to current times, 59 at auction, 75 plus 5 at auction, 85 plus 5 shipping. We have a Z&G Emporium auction, 90 plus 5. So it's flat if down or anything. So not seeing increased sales volume, not seeing people make a play on this. No play on Giovanni cards. Boss's Orders, same thing from Rebel Clash. You have sales happening at 84.49, 84.50. If you scroll back, a few months, they were relatively the same. 80 plus 4 shipping, 79.99, 78. Maybe it's moved up 5 or 10%, but no real movement, no increased sales volume there. Even the Jesse James full art from Hidden Fates. You've seen some sales, 80s and 70s, stuff like that. Couple crazy ones from Australia in the hundreds, but really it's just always been in the 70s and 80s as a card. There hasn't been any extreme movements, and there's been, again, no increase in sales volume on the card. So looking at all this data, guys, there's been absolutely no plays being made on the Team Rocket sets, on the Team Rocket cards, Giovanni cards, anything like that. And what I would have expected to see is if we go look at the XYs, right? You can see right here, Pokemon TCG may be hinting at a later 2025 release of Legends Z to A. If you go on to read the article, read like the hints and read like the little the teasers, there was a lot of speculation on Mega Evolutions coming back. And so this was released August 6th. If we go ahead and look at like XY cards, you can see there was very clear, massive run-ups on the cards after the news, right? Primal Groudon, right? Huge run-up. That was the Mega Rayquaza. We see the Primal Kyogre, straight up. We see the Mega Rayquaza from Ancient Origins, straight up. You see the Primal Groudon from Ancient Origins, straight up. You see the Primal Kyogre from Ancient Origins, straight up, right? You see the sealed product, right? Roaring Skies sealed product. This chart doesn't even do it justice. If you can see, this box actually just sold for $785. The lowest listing on TCG Player is now outrageous, but even this chart's at $735. Realistically, it's way up here now. All right, Primal Clash is the same way. This chart doesn't do it justice. It shows it at $593. There's been sales now at $650, $699. The lowest list is $699. So realistically, the chart is way up here. Ancient Origins the same way. It's been nothing but go up. The chart shows it at $10.99. If we go to recent sales, there's been a sale now at $12.99. So again, it's way up here. XY sealed product has been going through the roof, as well as the cards. Now, let's talk about a little bit why this is happening. In my opinion, again, this is my opinion, this could be an amazing play. You could go make plays on this card and do extremely well in the next 6 months to a year. You can come back and reference this video and say, Alex, you were absolutely wrong. You're an idiot. And I'll accept it, right? I'll accept me being wrong. However, I do not think people are going to put their money into these vintage cards, right? And it's not just because they're expensive, right? You just saw the Latios sell at $29.50. It's selling for as much or more than every single one of those cards I showed you, except maybe the first edition Dark Charizard. Other than that, people are spending money on sealed product and cards at those price points. The reason I just don't see it is the cards just don't hold up. The demand is not there, and people are too used to modern style artwork. Let's go back to the shared screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You may or may not like these cards, but you can at least see how it's a full art. The entire card has art going on. It holds up closely to what alt arts, special illustration rares look like, right? Especially some of these other cards, like the other, Rayquaza, right? It's got all the gold bordering. It's a cool artwork. It's a full art. It's textured, all that good stuff. Where then you go back to some of these vintage cards and you look at them, and you're just like, I mean, I get it's a Charizard. I get it's old and scarce. But when I look at the card, it's just not as visually appealing to me, which does alienate a good portion of your customer base, especially when a lot of the people who got into the hobby are newer to the hobby. They have limited funds. They have smaller collections. Maybe they are new to Pokemon. They don't have any recollection of the old days. They have no nostalgia for that. Whereas anyone buying these older cards, it has to be a nostalgia play, right? Because other than nostalgia, I don't think anyone objectively can say they like the older artworks, the little half art boxes, more than the full art, textured, alt art, mega, special illustration rares. And so I think that's going to limit the amount of demand that moves back to these cards. And so that's why I don't think a lot of these plays are going to be made the way they were. Now, I did think we might see some of these newer cards have some people move back, such as the Jesse James full art from Hidden Fates, or maybe the Boss's Orders, maybe the Giovanni's Charisma, but we haven't seen that yet. Me, myself, I'm not making any of these plays. All I'm doing, I'm holding some of my Giovanni's Charisma SIRs from 151 because I do feel they're undervalued. So I'm holding on to those in hopes they do get a spike from all of this. But other than that, I'm not picking up any Boss's Orders or any full art Jesse James. I'm definitely not picking up any vintage because I just don't see the same effect happening like we saw with the XY era. But I could be wrong. And so you can feel free to disagree with me in the comments. You can feel free to disagree with me and make the plays anyway. But I do think that's why the news of the Glory of Team Rocket hasn't had the same effect of the news of Pokemon Legends Z to A. And I do think the Team Rocket set's going to do extremely well in Modern. I just don't know if a lot of that money is going to flood back to a lot of these older Team Rocket era cards. So we'll see how it happens. I just wanted to give you the data on exactly what's happening in the market with all that news. And so we still have some time, guys. We still have months and months before Team Rocket set's release. We still have to get Surging Spark. We still have to get Terrestrial Festival with the Evolution set. So it's going to be a while. So we could see, things run up and sales volume start to increase up until then. But as of now, there is not much going on. Hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not yet. And I will be back here in a new video soon. I am out.